if China's locking locking cities down, well, yeah, that's going to affect global trade without a doubt. What's happened is the supply chain has been so jacked with. They try to push too much through it. Then you get shortages. I mean, it's stop, start, stop, start. When you do that to a supply chain, you break it. And that's where we're headed, is toward a broken supply chain. And I've always said that I believe that it will be credit that breaks, and then there won't be any supply chains. I mean, think about it. How do any goods get produced? How do any goods get to the ultimate point of sale? How does anything get done without credit? Because everything runs on credit. So if they shock credit, and you're seeing credit get shocked with rates going straight up over the last 3 to 6 months. Think about your daily life. Everything that you do, everything that you touch, there was credit involved in creating it. Turn on your light switch. There's credit. Your electric company uses credit. Eat a slice of bread, drink milk, put gas in your car. Anything and everything that you do requires credit to create. And that's the problem, is that there's been too much credit, and the vast majority of that credit is bad credit because it relies on someone else to perform. It's not just a credit deal between you and me. You're not going to do business with me if you know I'm doing business with someone else who's broke, because you're going to be worried about me paying you. And that's what happened. That's what happened in 2008 with the great financial crisis. But we're way down the road from there and have lived on life support ever since. I mean, all central banks have been easy since 2008. There's never been a point in time where they actually tightened credit conditions. And I'm telling you, they cannot tighten credit conditions. They say they're going to. They say that they've stopped QE, but their balance sheet is still increasing. At this point, you have to strategize and prepare strictly for yourself and whatever family members you think are going to end up with you. You need to prepare with food. I mean, you need to prepare with everything. You need to have the mindset that stores are going to be closed, and that even if they were open, there won't be any goods on the shelves. So what you need to do is you need to become as self-reliant as possible and think out over the next year, 2 years, 3 years. What are the things you know that you're going to need? You need to purchase those now while you can, because they're not going to be available.
Where do you think gold fits into this? Is it that credit market collapses, they try to move to this CBDC thing, and they always just keep a revaluation of gold in the back pocket when they need it? Or how do you think it all fits in here?
Well, there's two ways to look at this. One, the central banks have gold, so a revalue higher gives them more collateral. From an individual standpoint, basically, the reason you own gold is to get your capital out of the system, so it's not sitting in a bank or a broker that goes bankrupt. They close, and at the same time, the dollar is collapsing in purchasing power. Owning gold gets your capital out of the system, and it will allow you to go through reset number 1, reset number 2. It allows you to go from where we are now into whatever the new system will be in 5 or 10 years. You arrive into the new system with wealth. Gold has been wealth for 5,000 years. It's the most liquid asset anywhere in the world. I mean, you could sell gold in any country, anywhere in the world. And the idea behind owning gold is to be able to carry your wealth from here forward to whatever the next system is. You'll arrive with wealth. Silver, the same thing. However, you may end up having to use some of your silver to survive. It gets you from here to there because you'll be able to barter. You can buy things. You can go. A farmer understands silver. If you want eggs or chickens or goats or whatever, you can pay in silver. Farmers will take it because they understand it. Imagine trying to get a farmer to accept Bitcoin. You're just watching the yield curve, watching interest rates, because, I mean, you can see if you look at a chart, going back to 1982 when interest rates peaked out and started coming down, every time, not most of the time, but every time interest rates started to go higher, they would break something. And when something breaks, it's like throwing a rock into a pond. It has ripples. It has ripple effects. So watching, knowing that interest rates are spiking at this point, I know something's going to break. I don't know exactly what it will be. If I had to guess, I would tell you it's real estate and derivatives.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race. You're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiply it with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Marco Stan, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I intend, how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Marco Stan.